you're just joining us tonight, I'm speaking unedited with Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler. Before the break, we spoke about what a violent summer it's been for teens in Tulsa. Let's get back to our unedited conversation. We're going to talk now about the mental health reforms needed in our state and the ongoing problems at the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Last spring, you testified at the state capitol about the Department of Mental Health and everything that's going on. Are you pleased with the removal of Commissioner Friesen?
Yeah, actually, Admiral Sylvanik, who used to be with the Department of Veterans Affairs, is now running the Department of Mental Health. He's on an interim basis, but he is doing a fantastic job. I mean, he's done what I had been suggesting for the last 3 or 4 years. The top level of the Department of Mental Health was corrupted at its core. He has been basically gutting that entire administrative level. Now his problem is going to be trying to find those people who are in the lower echelons who really believe in the mission to try and actually solve problems. But he's doing exactly what I think should have been done 3 or 4 years ago.
Do you believe the legislature will be able to fix this next session?
This is a long process. Okay. So I've told people that since 1989, I felt like back in that's when I first became a prosecutor, I felt like mental health was better in the late 80s or early 90s than what it is today. A lot of that involves infrastructure. Through successive administrations, they've been ignoring the basics of how big is our population going to be. We have an increase in drug issues in our state. We need better infrastructure. They never really did a good job of advocating on making sure we had capacity, and capacity involves buildings and it also involves personnel. Healthy Minds Initiative a year ago, I think, successfully persuaded the legislature to incentivize bringing in more psychiatrists or psychologists into the state of Oklahoma. But every state in the country, most every state in the country, has a deficit in the number of psychologists working, and Oklahoma is no different. And so we're trying to influence the legislature to say, hey, we need to beef this up. I mean, we can build a building, but if we can't staff it, we're not accomplishing anything. So it is a systemic problem of decay, and the legislature is working hard, but it's probably going to take a good 5 years before we can stabilize ourselves, I think. I mean, it's, you know, you talk about sending people so far off to Veneta, right? I mean, well, you have people in Lawton, you know, that's a long way. And what we know about mental illness is separating a mentally ill person from whatever support system they have can be devastating. So if you're a family member and you can't even afford to get up to Veneta, that causes more trauma in the long run than is necessary. So I'd love to be able to see the Department of Mental Health kind of modernize and start regionally putting in some centers, and that's going to take some forethought for whoever's going to be the successor. They need a doctor. I've told the governor this. I've told the legislature this. They do not need to be appointing somebody who is a master's level LPC. I mean, those people do a great job in therapy and counseling, but this is a job that requires somebody that has a medical background and high-level administrative capabilities.
Real quick, I'm running out of time, but I've noticed more of you on social media lately.
Well, my media person, Adam Jones, worked for Congressman Hearn. He came aboard to take over our communications, and so we got a Facebook page now. I've always been resistant to that, but he says, trust me, we'll get a Facebook page out there. So we're trying to tell the stories. Tulsa Police Department does a great job of saying, hey, we made these arrests. We feel it's important for the public to be able to hear, all right, well, what's happened with that case after the arrest?
Real quick, you wanted to honor somebody.
John Brown, Tulsa police officer, a long time. He started in law enforcement when I started as a prosecutor. He just recently passed away. He was one of Tulsa's best all through his entire career. I think he was a Medal of Valor recipient, but he worked in the homicide unit. Just a stabilizing force for the Tulsa Police Department. He's going to be greatly missed.
Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.